A construction job turned tragic in Cheshire tonight. One man was electrocuted and 2 others injured. Here's what happened. Oh, there sure are, Jennifer. This crowd is electric out here on East Avenue tonight. As you can see, Nico and Vince are about to take the stage. I want to zoom in, show you a look at the crowd right now. Well, Janet, it certainly isn't cheap. We're talking about thousands of dollars anytime a call comes in. Imagine spending almost $900 on a plane ticket only to have your flight canceled and your money not returned. This is what we're talking about. Big cement chunks. That's what crews out here today say they saw falling from this bridge. A dangerous situation. We wanted to speak with someone from M&T Bank about what they're doing to keep customers safe, but they did not make anyone available. Instead, they directed us to the bank's website. I have never seen these toll booths so quiet, not a car in sight, except for a few semis that have pulled off the road nearby to wait out the storm. As you can see, crews are clearing out the stage here behind me. Members of the Pepsi crew are loading a lot of their products into the truck, getting ready to head back to Denver, Colorado, where a lot of this came from. The 2 men are being hailed as heroes after they sprang into action to help a woman who had collapsed. Here in New York, we fork over hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars every year in property taxes. But what if I told you here in our area, you're getting even less bang for your buck?
I'm very surprised.
Molly Pritchard lives in the village of Medina. According to a report by the Empire Center, a fiscal watchdog group, homeowners in the Orleans County village face the highest tax burden of anywhere in the Finger Lakes region.
How is that fair? To live in Medina, have the highest tax rate and nobody help us. I don't understand that.
And she's not alone. Western New York is saddled with a significantly higher tax rate than the worst areas in the Albany region or in New York City.
There are precious few ways to reduce taxes inside the village, short of eliminating services.
Village Mayor Andrew Meyer has looked into a number of options for easing the tax burden, including considering dissolving the village into 2 neighboring towns.
Our tax rate would have dropped from $57 to about $51.
Voters didn't go for it, but the mayor says it could have saved the average homeowner $600 a year in taxes.
All eyes are on our government and the town governments to see what alternative ideas can come to the table that will reduce our tax rate.
But with few options for villages like here in Medina, what responsibility does the state have to help eliminate some of that burden?
Way of saying this is new.
We took that question to Ken Adams, commissioner of the New York State Department of Tax and Finance.
Out of our state capital, the governor's had several proposals over the last few years to deal with this. In other words, for state government to intervene and try and get the growth of local property taxes under control.
Adams points to the state implementation of a property tax cap that keeps yearly increases under 2%, and Governor Cuomo's proposed property tax credit. But some fiscal watchdog groups have called the tax credit a gimmick.
It's not, he'd be the first to admit, a permanent solution to a very serious and long-term problem. But it's relief to help people cope with the situation while reforms take place to reduce the overall spending, get spending under control, and ultimately, turn the corner and lower the property tax burden in New York State.
That property tax credit was recently left out of the state's final budget agreement. In the meantime, Andrew Meyer says all eyes are on Albany. The future of the village of Medina depends on it.
Unless we see some significant tax rate reductions, we're going to be right back to the same discussion in a very short period of time.
And if you'd like to see where your town ranks, we have a link to the report on our website, WHEC.com. And the state legislature hopes to look at the property tax credit by the end of its annual session in June. If you'd like to learn more about the proposal and express your thoughts, you can contact Ken Adams at the State Department of Tax and Finance. That number is 518-457-5181. You can also head to our website. We have a link for you there. Rachel Spots, News 10 NBC. The damage is clear. What used to be a building that housed office space and an architecture firm is now destroyed. The fire burned for hours this morning, blowing out windows and even collapsing the entire roof. Now neighboring businesses like Rochester Works have been forced to close.
And I got here and it's just craziness next door. I feel bad for people coming in to try and get support with finding a job today.
People like Lisa Duffy. She came to Rochester Works for training.
Their next training grant is Monday.
And you see they're still out here trying to help me even though it's really cold and they're closed.
It took more than 70 firefighters to get the blaze under control. That's 3/4 of the Rochester Fire Department's on-duty force. Richard Bachner lives nearby.
Well, I woke up probably around 4 o'clock and I started seeing lights from the fire trucks. And so I looked out of my second-story window, and I live about a block away, and flames were coming. I could see flames from the top of the building.
The building was under renovation and businesses were set to move in next month. The fire caused a neighborhood-wide power outage. Freezing temperatures also proved challenging for firefighters.
Basically, we had a frozen hydrant in front of the place. So as we made our initial entry into it, we've only got the 500 gallons on our truck. We're thinking we're going to have a hydrant quickly. We did not have that. It was another issue, another reason why we pulled the guys out immediately.
All the water made for slick roads. One driver even got stuck. The fire happened next to the Memorial Art Gallery, which is now closed because of the smoke.
It was a big relief that it wasn't the gallery, but any property or any life is important to us.
And thankfully, no one was hurt battling the fire this morning. The cause is still under investigation. We also want to let you know the power has been restored. Obviously, that was a big concern for people who live and work in this area this morning. As for Rochester Works, I'm told they will reopen tomorrow. Rachel Spots, News 10 NBC.